Or not.
Hello and welcome to the Wild Wild West podcast. My name is Richie Riche of the MHRT Network. Over that away is DZ repping his Los Angeles Chargers. And down below, we have Navman repping his Las Vegas Raiders. And of course, I'm repping the Denver Broncos as always here on the show. We've got a great show planned for you, including a Navman edition on the screen who will be popping in from stage right or left, depending on how you're facing your screen every once in a while, adding some additional Raiders insight into the conversation. We have a great show planned for you tonight. It's going to be a 5-round mock draft live, and we will go ahead and bring that in shortly. But before we do, how's everyone doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Good, man. Good. What do we? It's 2 weeks from the draft, right? 23rd.
Yeah, 23rd. Yep.
Roughly 2 weeks away. So it'll be here sooner than we know it.
Right there.
It will. Yeah, it will. And right around this time of year, I know we may have joked about it, but right around like this exact block is where every year there's some random prospect that was supposed to go in the first, second, or third round that has something stupid that comes out about them. Like, you get that one thing where,
Yeah.
I heard that
Tunsil.
guy, the Larry Tunsil, or I heard that guy was hitting on the coach's wife, something like that. And
wild news coming out, but it's not the players. Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. That stuff's pretty funny.
Oh, I saw that. That was
what?
Yeah, Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel have been not exactly caught in the act, but not exactly not caught in the act either, if you know what I mean.
She's like all of like 110 pounds, dude. What in the world can he do?
Well, she's married, and so is Mike, I think.
Yeah, they're
Vrabel's
both married
as well. Yes, and they were at some place, I believe, in Arizona, some resort.
Mm-hmm.
That's just batshit crazy right there.
And then another big news was sexy Dexy requesting a trade from the Giants. And that's big time.
Lawrence, yeah, I saw that.
He had a slight down year last year, but in a lot of people's eyes, he's still a unicorn. He's arguably top 3, top 5 D tackle in the league right now. And he's not going to come cheap, but
no,
I mean, it's a hell of a get whoever goes after and gets him.
That's why the Raiders won't be able to touch it, just can't.
I think maybe one reason, maybe he's 29, I think.
Yeah.
Like if he was a few years younger, I could see the Raiders jumping all over that.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing about it is we're making all the craziest deals ever in order to stay with the not trade max piece, to where we expected to have a little bit more left at this point, which I'm not going to argue with. I'm good with having Max back with all the stuff that's in the defense. I think defense is going to be freaking amazing, but damn, we're like really down there to where, we got to pay those rookies still after the draft. So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I also think that, if I'm going to be honest, I think what the Raiders are trying to go for is the fastest turnaround team sort of thing. And I actually think it's possible, to be clear. Like, I actually think your team has the real potential to go on one of the fastest turnaround arcs. You got yourself a coach that comes from a pedigree, who I think is going to be able to turn things around. And I also think that you're, and I hate to say this because it kills me to say it aloud, but you're actually building with what appears to be purpose, and
Oh,
I hate it.
how crazy
And
is
I
that?
hate it. No, I hate it because
What just
that's
happened?
the one thing that your team, if we're going to be honest, and again, you have to be honest about it, that has been your issue as a team over the last several regimes, is that there has been no kind of consistent vision or purpose for the direction. And so you have like this, like the, the odd fellows that are on the team that are all together and they don't mesh, they don't work well, and your seasons have suffered as a result. But you
Yep.
are legitimately building this team in a consistent vision, and frankly, I hate it. But for you,
I'm
think
glad.
it's. I
I'm
think
so
it,
glad you hate that.
I think it helps the West. I think that the Raiders becoming like. I mean, look, within the division, it was always going to be a game against the Raiders. That's just
Yeah.
how the division opponents play each other. But I think like, every GM in the division, from LA to Kansas City can probably see like, all right, Raiders aren't messing around anymore. Looks like they've got some adults in the room. We're going to have to step up our game. You know what I mean? So
Love what you just said right there. Mm-hmm. I said that the other night on a live show. I said, looks like we have adults in the room for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go ahead and bring up the mock here, and we'll get we'll shrink our ugly mugs and get the mock draft going.
Richie, I wish we had the draft sound effect. That would be awesome. It's like something like that.
Actually, what I wish I had is an animation of Goodell walking across and then the boo soundtrack in the background. But I mean, hey, yeah. So, let's go ahead and do that. So we've got Raiders first on the board with pick number 1. By the way, just as an aside, just to make sure that we're kind of all level set here, no trades. I think that doesn't make any sense. And we've seen in the past, actually.
No, I would like to see what an offer was.
Would you have to restart it, Richie?
I'd have to restart it, and I just don't want to.
I mean, that's funny that you said no trades, but obviously for what we're doing, it makes sense. But I think the news came out today, like a rumor, something I saw read on X was like people are thinking that this is going to be a super trade heavy draft. But then on the other hand, other people are saying like outside of like the top 15 picks, a lot of people are just going to stick and pick. So you're either going to get one or the other. You know what I mean? Like,
actually, I think that this draft might actually surprise a lot of people, because what this draft has, it doesn't have like the Max Crosby or Von Miller superstars per se that are so far ahead of everybody else that you just kind of say, of course they're that guy.
Right.
But what you do have is
Ruben
like
Bain.
Well, yeah, you might have like maybe, like I said, you have like one or two of them kind of thing, right? But what you have is that middle block, the guys that they are starting probably in their first rookie year, but they have the potential to be those long-term superstars. They're just not going to be a superstar immediately. So
there's a few. What are you talking about? Like defenders in general, or
no? I just mean overall.
I
mean overall in the draft. So like overall in the draft, like the last few years, you've had like say 5 or 10 guys right in that top kind of block of the draft that you're just like, they're superstars, they're studs, they're like they're gonna be the future of the league, sort of thing, right? And this year, I just think you have a lot of really, really good NFL players that are coming in as rookies, and they have the potential to be superstars. But there's a lot of them. Like there's like a huge chunk,
Well,
And I
there's
think
like
that's gonna
you're
make
just
it
saying
different.
there's not that many blue chips as
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Which
Right.
makes
I
sense.
agree.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, and it also, especially with there's literally only 2 quarterbacks really in this draft going potentially even in the first round if Ty Simpson gets drafted.
Right.
But even with that, it kind of puts a like a different look on this draft as a whole and prospect wise because. Well, I don't know.
Happy birthday, Jennifer.
Hey, happy birthday. Oh,
What's your wish, Jennifer?
I'm afraid.
she's a Raiders fan, I'm assuming.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
I feel like we're all waiting in suspense. there.
So about those sound effects, there's a drum roll sound effect that would be rather fitting
Drum
right
roll.
about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with regards while we wait for
Oh, wow.
okay.
Oh, you stopped having cancer. You went in remission today. It's your birthday today, and you don't have cancer.
That's her wish.
Oh, your wish that you stop having cancer. Oh my gosh, that's my wish for you too.
Yeah. I honestly I hope that wherever you're at, and if that's kind of where you're at, that things stop right here now. At least stop spreading and kind of continue in a positive direction. Here's hoping that that's kind of where you're ended up, and that in the near future you are cancer free. That would be in the at least in the centers here. I don't know what they're like there in the U.S. I've never been. I've been to a few here in Canada. They have the bell, which is kind of the ceremonial bell when
Yes.
they are deeming you cancer free.
Yep.
Here's hoping that in the very near future you're ringing that bell. That's kind of the phrase that we use here in Canada. I don't know if you guys use the same thing there or not.
And on that Wednesday, that bell happens, just let us know and we'll make sure.
Yeah, for sure.
We celebrate
Absolutely.
that bell with you.
That's a big deal, and here's hoping that things progress in the right direction for you, and you ring that bell soon.
We're wishing
But
well to
happy
you,
birthday
Jennifer.
nonetheless.
Hey,
Happy birthday nonetheless.
Stay strong. Stay
Cancer.
tough. Stay strong. Keep fighting, regardless of what NFL team you root for. Well, I don't even care about that. Just stay tough, stay strong, and keep fighting. Okay, do that.
I agree. Well, Nav, we have some decisions to make, and by we I mean you.
Go ahead and roll down a little bit in there.
Nav's rolling with Kirk Cousins this year, I guess.
Yep. I'm thinking we could. Let's propose a trade to the Jets. Can we do that? And I promise this is the only time I'm going to do it.
You just tell me you wanted to draft Kendall Daniels? No, just kidding.
No, I was thinking
with your first overall
more
pick?
along the lines of Drew Alar or something like that instead of Mendoza.
Okay.
But just kidding.
So
Just
you wanna
kidding,
see what
Nation. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, it doesn't do the.
Pick a team to propose a trade to. Okay, I will do that. Let's propose that trade to the Chargers.
What? For what?
Let's do it.
We have 5 picks, my friend.
Okay,
yeah, we got 5 rounds.
Just take Mendoza and be
no,
done
and
with
the
it.
Chargers will only have 5 picks.
Yeah. So Buffalo apparently wants your pick 22.
Wait, there was kind of a little bit of news about Mendoza. I heard today that he's
not going to the draft.
Yeah, he's going to stay home. Is this right that his mom is in a wheelchair?
Yes, she has cystic fibrosis. I think that's what it is. Or yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, he was catching a little heat, but then people were like, dude, he wants to stay at home.
Yeah, his mother
mom.
is ill, dude.
Yeah.
And she has been. It's really nothing new. It's just people didn't really follow it.
Yeah, dude, I gotta hide the vertical. There we go.
But I mean, the thing about it is, if the NFL was smart, because they're going to lose a lot of money with him not being in Pittsburgh. If they were smart, they would say, I don't care if you have 100 people coming. We'll bring them all. We'll pay all expense paid. We'll get them there. We'll have hospice people there. We'll have we'll have best medical staff and the whole 9 yards for you to be there.
I agree with that, actually. That would be the right thing for the NFL to do, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to do it.
They're going to lose ratings for not having a number 1 overall pick in the room.
Richie, can you scroll I just want to see just see who's got picked in front of me.
Oh, I know where you need to go right here.
So we got Bailey. Jeremiah Love went to the Cardinals in this particular draft.
Ooh,
okay.
Which is interesting.
Arvell Reese,
Carnell Tate, wide receiver to the Giants. We have Francis I'm not going to pronounce that name. Sure.
Moaga, yeah.
Francis M.
Sonny Styles, such a
Sonny
badass.
Styles. That's if that actually happens, and that's going to be a dangerous pick for the NFL.
And then the Chiefs get Delane out of the draft, and they just dumped their number 1 and number 2.
The Chiefs don't pay cornerbacks, man. So this is just they're just draft recycle. This guy will be gone in 5 years.
Yeah, it's stupid.
They have him on a 5th-year option. They don't need to pay him at the end of that 5 years, and they can cut bait or trade him, right? Yep. Caleb Downs, Jordan Tyson.
Okay, I like those.
Caleb Lomo and Makai Lemon, Monroe Freeling, Peter
the Rams.
Wood.
Dude, the Rams are going to. I mean, Lemon's a stud. The Rams are going to be. They're my preseason Super Bowl pick, just from what they've done in the offseason so far.
Gerard McCoy, that's the guy that just that had the ACL last year, right?
Yeah.
Now this is where I'm talking about. Okay, so Kendrick Falk, boom, that's one of my guys gone. Akeem Mesidor from at 20. That's another one of my guys I wanted.
Yeah.
Now I like Mesidor. He's just old. He's an older prospect, but at the same time, like our window is now, and I don't really care what second contract when he's 30, or whatever it is. I'm like, just let's ready to rock right now. So that sucks. So let's just see what the board. Kenny Sadiq, this is where if this happened in real life, right? On the 23rd,
you almost have to do it in your position.
No, it's I can see the GM trading. Oh my God, I didn't see who else is there.
Yeah, McDonald's there.
No. It's even better. So my white whale, which is there's 2 blue chips that are staring at me in the face. Is Iona Vega and Sadiq, and Caden McDonald. He's right after that. Damn. So Ione, I would have thought the Ravens would have grabbed him. I don't know.
I mean,
this is.
I honestly think Sadiq would be freaking great for you, man.
Oh, of course, but we have 2 tight ends right now. They're
not very good though.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that yet.
They're not the dynamic types. They can block and stuff like that, but I mean, they're not. This dude.
But we also don't have a left starting guard, and Ione right there could be plug and play for the foreseeable future. And
good one. Joe Alt will be right.
No, left guard, not tackle.
Oh, left guard. I thought you said left tackle. My bad.
What's up, Jack? So, but Richie, in real life, not to drag this out, if these type of players, Omar Cooper, Caden McDonald, because all 4 of these guys have been ties mock draft to the Chargers. Yeah, that's where teams are calling okay, the guys with draft capital, teams like the Raiders who have more at bats than what the Chargers do. Because God, this is crazy to say, dude. What will I do? Obviously, we're not doing trades or anything like that. And
on the Raiders side, if you wanted to give up 22, I would give you next year's first rounder I would give you pick 36 this year. And one of our fourths.
I would take it.
Okay.
I would take it in a heartbeat.
Because I'm going to tell you right now.
Next year's draft is supposed to be loaded, but
I'm going to tell you right now, that dude right there from Penn State's the one we're going to take if we were to do that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like I'm having a hard time deciding between Sadiq or Vega, but because the Mike McDaniel's thing, it's like, oh, they don't play with good guards.
Either that or Caden McDonald, one of the two.
Oh, I love Caden, but I don't put Caden on the same pedestal as those two. Me personally,
right?
Sadiq is like those are the two best at their positions in this draft right now.
But also, if we did that, that means we're looking for either an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman. We don't need tight ends. Sadiq, it does not fit that offense for us, right? Mm-hmm. So that's not the thing. Omar Cooper, yeah, he's great, but we can get another wide receiver later.
Richie, I'm going to go with Kenny Sadiq as my pick.
I think that's probably. I think that's accurate because I think your offensive coordinator. He's already shown in his career thus far that his affinity is for speed guys.
Oh, nice.
I mean, this guy. If you look at Kenny Sadiq, he's like this year's Tyler Warren, like tight end and yada yada. Oh, is this Vegas up again on the clock? Pick 36.
So your trades that are being thrown your way are Tampa Bay.
No,
they're giving you a 27 third and then their pick later in the round.
It's Tampa Bay, so no.
And then you got the Rams, which there's some comedy here. They just want to trade picks for everything, right?
That's just crazy. No.
They're willing to give you a fair amount of draft capital for that, and they're doing basically a pick swap.
To go into the other round. Yep. No.
Yeah. And so there you go. So now.
Oh, done. McDonald.
Yeah.
Done.
McDonald.
Hayden McDonald right there is, that's, yeah.
My daughter's even saying, yeah, I can't believe he's still there. I don't think he's going to.
Richie, we're not doing trades, right? Or
no, I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you what's been thrown up on screens.
Okay.
What they're offering.
Yeah, Jack, I would have taken Ione too, but I'm looking at like positional value. Like, I don't know, man. That one stung. Like, but Sadiq is supposed to be. They're both. I don't know.
That's Darren Waller without the drug problem, is what that is.
Well, this guy can actually block. So.
No, but I'm just saying Darren Waller without the mental issues. The dude is a stud.
Can you go to like edges and then D tackles? Just go to the defensive column, and because I see that Lawrence is there. Who can you go to the edge? Okay.
Oof.
Okay, I don't really hate that. And then can you go to DT? Can you go to D tackle?
Any of those are pretty. Oh my God, Caleb Banks is still there.
All right, you can go back to like the normal. There you go. All right. So with the 55th pick, the Los Angeles Chargers are going to select. This might be controversial, but I like the Chargers. I love our D-line coach. I think what he's been able to do these last couple of years has been pretty impressive. And yes, a third edge would be where I'd go, but I think I'm going to take a shot on Caleb Banks, even though he's not been that really good at run block, and he's got some injury concerns with his height, but
big time edge though.
No, D tackle that forced.
No, I mean big time sack guy. He gets in the backfield.
Yeah, is this you, Richie?
Yep.
Dude, there's a guy staring right at me that would be a perfect pick for you guys.
I think we're at 67. If Elijah Surratt's there.
Ooh. So Delp or Stowers for me, man.
Ooh,
Like the problem
I
with
can't believe
Stowers.
both of
Wait,
them
wait,
are-
wait, 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 Richie. Don't draft him. The problem is, well, you already have blockers then. If you want another high-end weapon, I guess go with Stowers.
I was gonna say you got to go tight end, don't you? That's a little high, but I mean, Mike Washington. I watched that dude at the combine. Let me tell you, I watched that dude in person. I watched that dude in person. Me and my daughter watched that shit in person. She can tell you that dude was freaking all world. So
Also, what D tackles are there too?
Jadarian Price was a badass too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if that dude Dominique Orange, wait, not yeah, I think isn't that big?
I don't. That's not the one you're thinking. That's not who you're thinking
Yeah,
of.
it's not who I'm thinking about either.
So I'm torn.
Okay.
So I hate going skill position players in the early spot of the draft, generally speaking, just because I think the trenches are better value in the early stage, and the Broncos do not have a third-round pick.
Oh,
We're not
You
doing
said
trades. We're
Yeah.
not doing trades. We're not doing anything like that. So the whole point is we do not have a third-round pick. Now, that doesn't mean that the Broncos don't have trade capital to get back in the third in the real draft,
Right.
but in this
True.
particular, how we're doing it, etc.
Yeah, if you don't have to, if you don't have a third, you have to like really go to a need.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, the long and the short of it is, in the current offense, the way that we've got things sorted and done, I think that we can get a tight end in the fourth that will fit what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to lean in towards. I'm leaning towards two guys. Katron Allen, running back.
Yeah.
He is 5'11", 215, somewhere in that range there, 218, right in that kind of that kind of sweet zone for a running back. Pass pro, pass block, as well, pass catch, and he is great running between the tackles. He is a guy that I believe J.K. Dobbins will be able to mentor for my Denver Broncos, and is a guy that is putting us in a position similar, DZ, to what I wanted and I thought was very good for your team last year, which is two dudes that are kind of similar and can do some of the same thing, and you can sub them in and out and ride the hot hand sort of thing as the game goes on.
Yeah.
And so Katron Allen for me is kind of right near that kind of that top of my piece. Jack, I see your comment here. I'm going to quickly throw it up. Yes, Katron over Price. I think for what the Broncos need and how they're wanting to run the thing, I do believe that Katron better fits what we would need as a team over Price, in my opinion. I think that we have RJ Harvey that we took early in the draft last year. I'm not overly happy with RJ Harvey, but at the same time, as a team, you're hoping that your coaching staff is going to kind of have him get better. I hope my coaching staff makes him better, because he wasn't. I didn't much care for how he ran the ball for the most part last year. Now, on the other side, the other guy that I really like, and again, I'm only kind of targeting certain players because I only have specific team needs, in my opinion, and we need to bolster certain position groups, and we don't have a third round. I don't have something else to go off of here. I love Caleb Proctor.
That was my thing, is like with that second round pick, is that it would be a D tackle for you guys.
Yeah.
But
so as much as I like Dominique Orange, totally get it. I think I'm going to probably target Caleb Proctor and roll the dice that my other backup running backs and tight ends are going to be there in the fourth. So I'm going to select Caleb Proctor because I believe that D tackles and offensive linemen are your biggest value in the draft, because when you hit on them and they do well, their second contract in today's NFL is pushing 15 to 20 million. And so you're going to get tremendous value from targeting them in the draft. So I'm going to select Caleb Proctor in the second round for my Denver Broncos.
There you go.
And we need a guy that's capable of rushing and getting up to the passer in the middle, but we also need a bigger body that can double down as a run blocker as well. And I believe Proctor allows us to get both.
Okay.
Pick 67. Here's your
Nope. Tampa Bay, reject.
You got the Eagles. We're offering you.
Reject.
Well, you're rejecting them anyways, whether you like it or not. But
right.
Oh, can you go to all? Go back to all, Richie.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Okay. All right. Jack, you know what we're looking for.
Son of a biscuit.
I want to see defense, please. I want to see safety. And is he there? He is there. He's just, damn, wish Bud Clark's there, but I really don't want to do that. How about back to offense real quick? Wide receiver. If where's Surratt at wide receiver? There he is. He's at 95 as well. Kind of in the same ballpark. Kenna, what are we doing? We gonna do that free safety spot, or we gonna get that wide receiver for our boy Mendoza? What are we gonna do?
He says, "What he's got, Bud Clark or Lee Williams?" If
okay. So what do you prefer, Kenna? I'm gonna throw this back at you. What we doing? We doing that wide receiver? Are we doing? Because I'm all about Bud Clark, dude. But I mean, do we need that wide receiver? Do we want?
What pick are you guys at? You guys are at 67.
We're at 67, and they're in the 90 range as far as overall.
What's your guys'
overall?
Next pick?
But overall, doesn't you know what I mean? It's when your needs they're probably in the top 15 in their group.
Yeah.
So, Kenna, come on, bro. Talking a lot of shit.
Just go
overall ranking. What do you mean overall ranking? I don't.
He wants you to go back to all.
Just go to all. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to all.
Let's see what you got there, man.
See, Abney, I looked into that dude. Should be better than what people are throwing at him. That'd be, I mean, we're all looking for that free safety. That's really that's a need. So go back to defense, go safety. Let's do Ramsey. Just do Ramsey. Be done with it.
Ramsey?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Never mind. I meant Bud Clark.
Well, you said Ramsey, and you said it twice. So Dallas is offering you basically
92nd.
Basically a pick swap. Or
and a better pick.
2 pick swaps.
Yeah, go back to all before I even accept that. Let's just see who's available right now.
Bud Clark's still there. Shit.
Can you scroll down a little bit, Rich? Dude, who got Jennings Dunker? Oh my God! Right after the Raiders. The
right
Eagles.
there.
Oh, you sons of.
Hey,
Oh,
Kenna, I'm looking at pregame running backs. This very next pick, bro.
all right, Richie. I need you to check. I'm gonna have you check out offensive guards for me, man. See some of these guys I like are there. Really, that's what I got right there. I mean, Jalen Farmer. I love Jalen Farmer and Bo Stevens. I'm at what, pick 86? So these, okay, I'm gonna go back to defensive. Go back to D edges.
Sure,
At the edges.
Yes, sir.
102. I need to pee. Be right back.
Tim's calling me.
All right, and that's the top, huh? Derek Moore. I mean, he's got.
Hey, I'll be right back. Just need to
Okay.
hit the head right quick.
Man, look at there's another guy down there I like too. Nadam Tucker.
Edge?
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Is that all the way at the top? Yeah, I mean, I'm just okay. I'm just gonna go with Derek Moore.
Derek Moore.
Yeah, he's got to work on his motor, but he's got familiarity, especially with the staff. He had a really good year this year as well, so I'm gonna go with him, and he probably fit in as the third rotational edge and possibly take over for Khalil Mack next year. Just you don't have to draft anything for them. Just give that away. Dude, and look at Tennessee got Jalen Farmer. Oh my god.
But that's on brand though. Tennessee has always remember Vrabel was there. He was all about that like the lines and running the football and that kind of stuff, right?
Damn. Yeah. I wanted him so bad, but wow.
So here's the tight ends.
I'm doing a bad job because we need O-line help, and I neglected that. Wow.
So where are we at? We on what you guys got?
You're up.
Oh, I'm up. Okay. Well, let's go to let's look at wide receivers real quick. Wow. Malachi Fields is still there.
Yeah.
That's way up there, though. Let's go running back real quick. Hemby's there. Yeah, I might be able to get him next. We have 4 fourth rounders, so I might be able to get both of them.
Forget about that.
So let's go. Let's go guard right now.
Yeah, who is available?
Ooh.
Oh,
I like him.
Yep. That's
I
what
like him.
want right there. Go ahead, Logan Taylor.
I'm not doing
Okay.
Boston College ever again. No, the guy below him is the guy I like.
No,
All right.
I don't think so. Logan Taylor's a freaking absolute
Yeah.
freaking monster.
So Taylor.
I would just
Yep.
breed O-linemen.
Yep.
O-line and tight ends. That guy's
All
in
right.
for me. Oh, Broncos.
That's my guy right there.
Which one?
Seth McGowan.
Oh yeah, you
Not
talked about
familiar
him
with him.
before.
I have.
Hopefully he's not
Look.
another Ray Davis.
Does it show like his? Can you click his? Just click his like info. Let's see if we can see his info.
Is it the clipboard thing? I've never been on this site.
Just click his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
You can click his name; it'll open it up too.
All right.
See, it does traits, testing comp, Senior Bowl.
Hopefully he's not another Ray Davis.
6'1", 215, Richie. I know you wanted a bigger guy.
Yep.
Yep.
I did. So he's got some traits overall. So he's got explosiveness as a blue chip, agility, twitch, receiving ability. He's like at that upper echelon, kind of across the board, which I really liked. Sorry, what do you want to look at?
No, I just keep scrolling down. See if they gave him any of like they're giving him pretty good grades on everything. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I did. So hold on one
Pass
second.
blocking, they're calling him below average.
Oh, that's okay.
But anyways,
I heard it.
what here?
So this, you know what, Richie? Like say the Broncos were to draft him, right? This is your goal. That's his rookie year. He's probably going to be like goal line back or short down situations.
Oh, wow.
Because if he's not that great at pass blocking, he's your bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to be, they're just going to hand him the rock and be like,
Yeah. So I've covered running back and I've covered interior defensive line.
What round are we on?
4th. And look, I can multitask.
That's the difference. That's the difference between typing in the chat and being actually on the show.
Yes. So so we're in the 4th round. So now my Broncos are in an interesting spot. So we need a tight end, and we actually need a. I want to get like a big bodied tackle. And this is where you could get like some value for that kind of big bodied tackle kind of guy. And I'm going to look at what tight ends are available here as well.
Yeah, let's see. Justin Jolly. Boom.
So that's a solid option right there, except I see a different guy that I like better.
Raritan from Notre Dame?
No. I like Roush from Stanford.
Man, he's way the hell out there, though.
Right. I'm just saying, I like him as a prospect for my Broncos. But Jolly's
you might be able to
solid.
get him in the 7th round.
But I like Jolly as well. Now, I want to see what tackles are left. There's 2 of my guys that are right there.
Yep.
There's 2 of my guys right there.
Scroll down. Can you scroll down just a couple? I know this is your draft. I'm just like stupid FanDuel.
3 of my guys are right there.
Oh wow, Diego Pounds is all the way out 216.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. That guy's insane. But fine.
That's crazy. He's way the hell out there.
Yeah.
Got to be something wrong there. I don't know.
So the guys I like Markel Bell.
Yep.
Proctor was already taken.
JC Davis.
I like Bell. I like Burke. I like Diego Pounds. And then I'm wondering if the other guy's already gone. Yeah, the other guy's gone. Crownover. I like him as well. So the point is I'm wanting a larger body guy that can fill in at kind of a left-right tackle. We saw a lot of other teams have their tackles go down last year. The Broncos have been remarkably healthy, but these larger tackles can actually start at their interior positions as rotational guys and then kick back out to their natural tackle positions as a developmental prospect.
Right. And JC Davis is more of a swing tackle.
Yeah. So a guy like him, I like. A guy like Markel Bell, I really like. And so I'm leaning kind of more towards, I think I'm going to probably select Markel Bell here at pick 111, because I believe a tackle, even if he ends up being a backup tackle, is a a value pick for my Broncos because we need trenches, and then we can start going with some skill positions again.
Raiders 117.
Well, go to wide receiver. What? Am I seeing that correctly? Okay, never mind. I was like, wait, what? Can you click on Malachi Fields' profile real quick? I just want to check his size.
6'4", 222.
That's what I thought.
Damn.
Tiny.
I just want to see his overall.
What's this guy's deal? Why is he?
Well, we have another pick like right behind there. He's ranks like 188. So, but his wide receiver ranks 24th, 76.48. All right, let's go out of there and go to running back. Pretty sure Hemby's probably there still.
Yep.
Okay, let's get him.
Oh, he's got his quarterback to play with.
Yep. He's also a bruiser. He's also a bruiser to put in front of JT.
Let's go to overall, Richie, and then I'll probably have you go to like offensive guard after that. Malik Muhammad. Dude, cornerback low key too. I like cornerbacks. Let's just scroll down just a couple. Just let me see what's around there. All right, let's try just go to offensive guard, please. Bo Stevens, boom. Lock it in.
Nice.
Lock Bo Stevens in.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Easy
Great
peasy,
pick.
lemon squeezy. That guy's, yeah. I mean, they'll
All right.
probably have him compete in camp, but
Now let's go to wide receiver real quick.
wow.
Here
I
he
was
is.
about to get fired. If I was a GM for my team, I'd probably get fired until I made that pick.
Give me Malachi Fields.
Malachi Fields.
Yep.
I like his measurables. That's like, but it's what's wrong with him? Why do he fall so far? Does he have drop issues? Not that fast?
He's fast. He just needs to learn how to run routes a little bit better.
Okay, so his route tree's limited.
Yep.
I got you.
Oh, look, Panthers are going to have 2 in a row, like back to back. What in the hell? I wonder if my wife knows that. Damn.
Richie, you back on the tight ends?
Oh, look, damn. That dude's still there?
Who?
Look. Just look at him. Look at the names. Why is he there? Is he hurt? Injuries? That dude. Did he get hurt or something?
This guy's the same size as Malachi Fields. Just a little
Yeah.
bit heavier.
Oh,
Undersized.
Too small for a tight end, I guess.
Too small for a tight end. Blocking is above average, but it's his play. It's his power profile, I bet. So it's size, score, power profile.
The few times I watched Texas, saw that dude like make some plays. You know, I was like, oh,
I mean,
okay.
There's some teams are just all about game film, and then you have measurements and combine and testing. You know, sometimes it's not a big deal. They just want to see how guys play, especially who they play against. So you were looking at tight end. Now what do you want? Well, now what are you kind of looking at, Richie? Running back again? Wait, what about D tackles? Any of them?
I took one already.
You did. That was
right. Get another.
Wait, did you do that in the last round?
First round or second round for us.
That dude that
Oh,
everybody
okay.
was telling me to get was like
So,
it's beyond
Hmm.
where we were picking.
what are you thinking? Linebacker?
I'm not as familiar with these guys. I haven't done my deep
Well,
dives into the
once-
linebacker yet.
Yeah, same. Like I
I
know-
just haven't done my
we have the next pick.
Look at I mean this 455th. Yeah, no thanks. I have no clue.
Oh, look, Drew Allaire's there. You should do that.
That's
Sorry,
why who, Nav?
Drew Allaire should get that guy.
Tight end?
No, quarterback.
Oh. Yeah. I have no clue who you're talking about.
Just in case Bo like hurts himself again going in.
Yeah, wait, who is your backup in Denver?
Stidham.
Oh, yeah, okay. Stiddy.
I call him Skid 'em. Like in your underwear.
Oh my god, there's a guy staring at me right now that I want.
Oh, don't say that those kind of things out loud on a live.
Yeah,
What
I
you
guess
just
for the young kids, pause, right?
Yeah.
Pause.
6'7".
Oh God.
Does
Wow.
anybody know what that means, or is that just a thing?
No,
Doesn't mean anything.
doesn't mean
Okay.
anything.
Gotcha.
You know what? I see another guy there that I might be able to get in the 5th at another position, just because I like running backs and I don't like any of them that we have on the team.
I know you hate your entire team, so I don't even know why you're even saying that to us. You don't like anybody.
Well, I can fix it. It's just I need time. Do you know what? I'm going to go with the positions that I know and the guys that I want. I'm going to go with Caden Barnett.
Wyoming.
Oh wow. Okay.
Don't they play up? Is it Wyoming? Someone wants to correct me. I think they
So,
play at higher
Here's a trivia
elevation than-
question for the guys here. Do you know Caden Barnett's nickname?
No, I don't.
This guy you're
But,
drafting or what?
Yeah, I'm going to
Kansas
draft him here.
Tell Cheyenne I said hi.
Jack.
Jack Kenna.
Hi, Jack.
What's his nickname?
The Vanilla Gorilla.
Oh, that's a pretty good nickname.
Wow,
But
dude,
that's a conundrum. That's like a double conundrum.
Oxymoron.
Double conundrum, actually. It's like wait. Vanilla Gorilla. That's crazy. I
So
think
we
it's
had
called
this-
a double conundrum.
We had this guy on in high school. His name was Kelby. He was a big dude. He was one of our tackles on the offensive line, and we called him the albino rhino
Yep.
because he was just he was like, you know, one of those like dudes from like Scandinavia. Like I'm pretty sure his grandparents were like fresh off the boat. You know what I mean?
Ragnar was his grandfather.
Yeah. Dude, he had like the bright blue eyes, like not 1 ounce of melanin on in
I
his
have a
skin.
friend like that. His name's
And-
Johnny Walsh.
Oh yeah.
Never smiled. Was always like wanted to kill you. But yeah, albino rhino is what we called him. All right, Raiders are up.
Oh, here's where it gets spicy.
This is like I think where Raiders start building. Like this is their depth. This
Yeah.
is like we're gonna
So-
start building rooms out.
This is where I think let's go back to offense and look at wide receivers one more time.
Dude, Jack, if you get coach, you're gonna have like 3 Indiana Hoosiers on the Raiders. Because didn't you guys get his running back as well?
Yeah, Hemby. We didn't get Surratt though. I missed on Surratt. No, got the Notre Dame guy, Malachi. This So he's still well off the board. Holy shit. Okay. So let's go. Let's go to the offense of, let's go guard or even center. Either one. I don't care which one.
Dude, you guys have
see
two
where
centers.
Coogan's at. Coogan's at 234. I could probably get him in the 5th or in the 6th. So back to guard. Oh my. Inez Cooper still there? Take a look at him real quick, if you would.
Miami had a squad this year.
Yeah, they did. And our offensive line was amazing. So
That's why I wanted Mesidor, man. Damn it.
6'6", 350, huh? Whew, that's a good start.
Dude, that's a massive guard.
God
Oh my
damn.
God.
It's a good start. What's the stuff below in the scouting report?
Dude,
if you don't mind?
6'6", 350 pounds. Oh my God.
So he's a 9'8", a 9'5". Wait, okay, hold on. You went a little too fast for me. Sorry.
So many comments, so little time.
I know, right? So he was 9'8", 9'5", 9 something, and then all of a sudden he was a 6 point something. I wasn't sure what it said he was 6 point something on. If you can just scroll down just a little. Okay, right there.
Mobility makes sense.
No,
Hand usage.
No, I'm looking at his chart. Look at his graph. The little
Yes.
pot, whatever. It's like it just takes a huge dip, and I'm like, well, that makes sense.
But 9.8, 9.5, 8, what, 9.5, 9.5, and 8.4? Come on. Why is that bad?
It's not.
Oh, this is another one. This is another one that probably got him too, the balance side of it.
Bounce. Yeah.
So on the interior, if you have a balance problem, then that means that you're liable to get knocked down or knocked off the ball.
Well, you think about it, though, if you have Linderbaum next to you, you don't have to deal with anybody else's problems. One of Miami's big problems was their center sucked. So
At very least, Nav, this is a guy that you guys develop.
yeah.
So he doesn't necessarily start right away. You know what I mean? Like,
Let's go ahead and pick that dude up just for measurables alone.
yeah, why not?
I mean, that's just crazy.
And as Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that's Cooper. Yeah.
Okay.
Lock it in. Let's see.
The 176th overall pick.
Oh, let's see what Richie's got. This is what PFSN is giving him. Well, go over your draft, Rich.
Sure.
C minus. Holy shit. What
And
happened?
maybe tell the people in the chat because why you guys didn't have a first and third round.
So we traded for Jalen Waddle, got rid of our
Yep.
third, and then
Yep.
we did a
That'd be
fourth
a big
round.
reason.
We did a fourth round pick swap. So the mental math from the coaching staff and the front office was that they didn't think that they were going to get a wide receiver at his caliber at that stage in the draft. I opted to go with Caleb Proctor because I believe he's got a lot of the measurables that we need to get a rushing interior defensive lineman. We lost John Franklin Myers for my Denver Broncos, so we need that larger body that can get upfield and get into both the rush the passer and also get involved in the run game a little bit. And I believe Caleb Proctor fits that mold. And he is on a team with other linemen around him that can help elevate him a little bit faster than he otherwise would be able to be elevated. So I think that's a big deal. I move on to pick 108. I probably should have. I could have gone for maybe a different D tackle and kind of mix things around, but I really do like Katron Allen.
This is a Richie pick if I've ever seen a Richie pick.
And
Like
yeah.
this is like other Bronco fans are like, you MFer, but Richie's like, I don't care. This is what I want.
Yeah.
This is who I've been calling for in this backfield for years. And for some reason, Sean Payton keeps getting these other types. But yeah,
look, let's put it this way. Go back and look what plagued the Broncos in the latter half of last year's season.
Yeah.
Okay.
J.K. Dobbins being hurt.
J.K. Dobbins was hurt and he was not around, and we did not have a run game as a result. Okay.
And then when you have to rely on RJ Harvey, what happened?
Rob Snyder's quote comes into play. Oh no, we suck again.
Oh no.
Well, I mean,
like
that's hilarious. I was saying when you guys had to rely, because even JK with his smaller stature, JK will sometimes, he's patient enough that he sees a gap in like the A or B, he's taking it. He'll do it. I mean, but JK likes to, just to his size, likes to bounce outside. RJ Harvey, on the other hand, tried to bounce everything to the outside. Now, whether that was by design or, that was the coaching staff, who knows? But if you get a guy like McGowan, or is that how you say it?
Yeah, McGowan.
That size. I mean,
he's going right up the middle.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not another Ray Davis out of Kentucky.
Yeah, but so I had 3 guys after I did a little bit of a deeper dive. I posted on X like my top 3 running backs, the guys that I really like for my Denver Broncos. I had Katron Allen, Seth McGowan, and then another guy who I think might be available in the 7th. And if he's there in the 7th, the Broncos better freaking take him. And that is Rasul Faison. Or Rasul Faison. Sorry, I'll pronounce his name. Rasul Faison.
These names are crazy.
And so Rasul is another guy who is in a similar size mold. He is 6 foot, 6'1", 220, like right in that general kind of ballpark. And the Broncos need another dude that can counter and go alongside JK. That JK has got like, say, 2 years with the Broncos, right? And we need a younger back to step in to fill that role so that we can then double dip again in the draft next year to get another running back to backfill.
And Richie, kind of like to go against your pick a little bit is Broncos have been really good at finding UDFA studs. And this is where I think that they would look for a large running back would be one of the UDFAs that they would bring in. And because kind of what I alluded to is what's this guy's weakness that we saw on the chart was his pass blocking, right? So you got him coming in, defenses, they're going to know, they're going to be like, all right, dude, it's a run, right? So they're going to just stack the box on this cat.
So I'm going to push back a little bit on that, just a little bit. The thing with the college ranks with running backs is some systems, and I don't know enough about Seth to know enough that he didn't have to do it. I have to dig a little bit deeper into his tape.
Sure.
But some systems just don't ask the running backs to pass pro.
That's fair.
All that much or at all. And so they just don't have practice with it. And so sometimes
I don't think you could click on this either anymore, because I was going to say we should have clicked to see if he had Senior Bowl notes, because then that's where they would have probably like put in like his past stuff, because they always have him do those one-on-run reps and stuff.
Yeah. So Seth McGowan is the one that I really did like. I thought he had some good run up the middle plays. I thought he also had very good pad level, not quite as good as Katron Allen, but still pretty darn good. And then Rasul Faison is another guy that I really liked, who was able to keep his pad level straight and not get brought down on the first hit. And that's kind of what I'm looking for when I select a running back. CJ Anderson had the same trait coming out of college, and he was one hell of a running back for my Denver Broncos.
Kenna,
Next
Kenna,
is
stop calling me. I'm on the live show. Kenna, you're in the chat. Stop trying to call me, bro.
Jack.
Relax.
Jeez Louises, man.
stay off the weed.
Stay off the weed.
Pick 111.
111, I went with what I believe is actually a pretty big need for the Broncos, is to fill out and get a converting. Stop dialing them.
IG messages, all that shit. Stop.
Yeah.
So not good.
The Broncos desperately need a filler at a combination of left guard and right tackle eventually. And so bringing in an offensive tackle to kind of add another swing tackle to the roster is definitely going to help us.
Instigator.
Caleb Proctor, Seth McGowan, Markel Bell, and then
Caden Barnett.
You know why I like this pick, Richie? Because I think Wyoming plays at a higher elevation than the Broncos do.
They play at a good elevation. The other thing I like about Caden Barnett, if you actually go and look at his actual stats in terms of how he plays, Caden Barnett is one of the angriest players on the football field, and that's just kind of my brand of football. We have a guy by the name of Quinn Miners, who is just a brutal run blocker, especially when he's allowed to kind of do his thing. He's playing over at the right guard position right now, and then we have Ben Powers, who there's actually some speculation that we either might trade him draft day potentially, or at the very least he will not be here next year. So bringing in a guy like Caden Barnett, who can kind of slide in and take over for that left guard position, I believe eventually as a starter, just as we did with Quinn Miners, who again was a D3 player, Quinn Miners. He's now a starter at the NFL level, and I think Caden Barnett can fill that role for us on our team. So Broncos didn't have a third and didn't have a first, so that's why I only had 4 picks for our 5-round mock draft here. Ideally, I probably would have maybe maneuvered this a little bit better and potentially picked up a tight end and then maybe move Caden Barnett to maybe the 6th. But I wanted to make sure I picked what I believe my team needs, which is a running back and a whole bunch of linemen.
Kenna wanted you to pick all Notre Dame players.
I'm sure he did.
Hey, look. First, Rosetown, 48-40, baby. 48-40. 48-40. Let's just leave it at that.
He did if you know, you know, and I have no clue.
If you know,
I'm
you
sure
know,
Ricky
you know, you
has
know.
no clue.
That will be a conversation in private with the 3 of us if you guys want to talk about that. But the other part has to do with the interruption I had on my live show. A certain
this is what you talked about last week.
Yeah.
Bit? Okay.
Yeah. It was ugly. It was
Ooh,
rough.
what I get? I got a B. All right, let's see.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
Kenny
Sadiq is next level freaking.
This could either blow up in my face, like I'm pretending I'm the GM, right?
You
This could
just
either
said another pause right there.
Oh God. I'm glad you're here to do it. Look, the picking Sadiq would either, I'm going to say whatever. You guys can just put the pauses in. Will either blow up in my face for not, because guess who else was there and I didn't pick, was Vega, Iona Vega from Penn State, the guard, who is, you just for the foreseeable future. But at the same time, this Sadiq guy could be this year's Tyler Warren or a Brock Bowers, something of that caliber. And with this, in the Chargers offense, still needs some juice on it, in my opinion. Like it's we'll see with Trey Harris, but look, I went with Sadiq, and it's like I feel good, but then a part of me is like, so yeah. And then at 55, Caleb Banks, and I kind of did that because I like our D-line coach. He's got there's still some question marks about this guy, but like if he hits, this guy could be a game wrecker, man. Like he could be an absolute game wrecker if he hits. His size, I think he just needs, some right coaching, and he's got to get right off these foot injuries. I think Jack mentioned it in here, something about his, I don't think he's the highest. Oh, okay. Yeah. I did see no one is Brock Bowers. Okay, man. I think Tyler Warren's better than Brock, but that's just me. Anyways, yeah, so I like Caleb Banks. And then I heard Jim Harbaugh had a hard on for him, or was goo gagging over him at the Senior Bowl or whatever. Or I think it was not the Senior or the Combine. And then 86, I needed to get an edge. And I actually don't mind Derek Moore. I've a lot of the other Charger podcasters have been talking about him, especially later rounds. He's got two really good guys to learn from Thule and Khalil Mack, and he's got to polish some stuff up. And then what I would have thought, if I was a GM, I was going to get fired if I didn't get any O-line, because we currently don't have a starting left guard. And Bo Stevens happens to be there, who I actually really like and wouldn't hate this at all if he was there for me. What did they give me, a C for that? Okay. So passing grade.
It's okay. My entire draft was a C-.
Yeah. I don't know how many people in here play fantasy, but usually after you're done with your fantasy draft, people are like, oh, what grade did Sleeper or whatever give you? And I'm always getting a horrible grade, but I'm always constantly in contention for, the championship or in the playoffs. So sometimes these grades don't mean jack. You know what I mean? No offense, Kenna, but they don't mean jack. But yeah, I don't hate it. I actually, if this happens, in a couple weeks here, I'd be happy as a pig, and you know what? So
pig and poop.
Yeah, man. Cool.
And in my opinion, I actually think the Broncos could be in a position where they may trade one of like two or three guys on the team, just because there's a few guys on the team that we're not going to bring back next year. We have some depth at some certain positions on our roster that might free up some space by trading them in the draft.
Right?
Secondary, our edge room is pretty deep right now as well, so we could trade an edge guy to kind of maybe get back into the third if someone feels that they like one of our depth pieces better than they like what's available in the draft, kind of thing. And then the other one is going to be obviously Riley Moss, that I just don't think the Broncos are going to have the cap space or the desire to want to re-sign. I think that we brought in our that first round draft pick last year, and I think that we may well trade away Riley Moss, and he would probably net us right around that third, maybe a third and a sixth, a third and a seventh, something like that. And then there's been some additional talk because we brought back both of our quarterbacks, both of the second string and third string quarterbacks on the team. There has been some talks that for a team that doesn't get their quarterback or is quarterbackless after the draft or after the first round of the draft, that Jarrett Stidham may net us somewhere in a third round or fourth round draft pick, just because he's a competent quarterback for a team that wants to at least look modestly competitive. And I could see something like that happening. So there's a few players on my Broncos that I think are going to be potential trade options for other teams in the draft. But let's move on to the Raiders and see what they've done here. This is
look at that. Got
This
an
is all you
A.
have.
I called it an A-. I looked at Shy. She goes, I think maybe a B+. And I'm like, I think we got an A-.
Literally C, B to A. Wow.
So there was a mistake there with Kamari Ramsey because I actually meant to take someone else, but he was the best player on the board, though, at that position at that time.
Were you trying to get
Yep.
that Bud from
Yeah.
TCU?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but still.
So to your
That
daughter's
is-
credit, she gave you a grade on your draft that you wanted, not the draft that you actually selected.
What?
She said B+.
Yeah,
And I
if you had
said A-.
if you had selected the dude that you wanted, that B- would have been less.
The A-
What is-
would have been.
What
a
does
B+.
Rest of Raider
Yeah.
Nation in the chat feel about this draft? Because
Yeah, it's Bud Clark.
I guess
So,
you guys should just take out Fernando Mendoza,
But
just
here-
take him out because
here's really why I didn't take Bud Clark, because
Aiden McDonald at
at
36.
that
Oh
position
my
at
God.
67, Bud Clark was down the board far enough where he could actually have got out to 102. That's kind of why I was thinking that. But this dude, Kamari Ramsey's an absolute freaking beast. So I think kind of killed it here. I really don't have anything to argue about
Dude,
on this.
you got Caden McDonald at 36.
Yes.
That
That's
guy
not
could
gonna-
go
That
like
is not going to happen.
right. Like he could go a pick like 20 or something. You know what I mean?
There's
Like
no way he's going. I honestly don't think the dude's going to come out of the first round.
right.
Too many
right.
teams have that need.
I think the same goes for my draft, but yeah, like dude, that would be killing.
And then having a running back in the backfield that Mendoza is familiar with, that's a big beast freaking running back. That's something that Genty would enjoy, having a dude that could clear the way for him. I mean, I know that the NFL's not big into the split back stuff. They're not big into the I formation stuff. But hell, they brought Craig Ironhead Hayward's freaking son in and signed him
Those
as
guys
a
from
fullback.
Maryland, Edgewood. I didn't know that.
So you know what I mean? He's a beast. So I mean, 6 foot, 208, and he's a bowling ball.
Dude,
And then
what
he got
did
hurt right at
did
the end of the
Signetti
season.
get like? Was that Indiana team Signetti? Just like he just got every.
Well, let's not
Dude.
forget Indiana didn't come out of nowhere though. So
I mean, I'm just looking at their team. They were like a super old like team. Like
right, but the thing about it is, you name a 5-star out of high school that they even had.
yeah,
Not
I
one.
no.
So I mean, but they didn't come out of nowhere. They started making their way. They made the playoff the year prior with freaking Kalen DeBoer.
Okay,
So-
those ring bell. I'm taking your word for it. I'm not that huge into.
So Kalen DeBoer was the Washington Huskies head coach with Penix,
Okay.
right? Came
Yeah.
from IU. Kalen
Okay.
DeBoer brought them to the playoff realm, right? And Signetti brought them to the promised land. But
That's crazy
Kalen-
because Kalen DeBoer didn't he get
Kalen DeBoer went to Alabama.
didn't
then-
he get a huge payday, Nav?
Then Indiana freaking wiped their ass out in the freaking playoffs 38-0.
Dude,
So I'm just saying,
no, that's wild.
shit
That's freaking
it
wild.
all comes around, bro.
Yeah.
No,
mean,
not everybody's Nick Saban.
No.
So just saying. I mean,
Yeah.
IU didn't really come out of nowhere.
Is it
last
this year?
3 years,
Yeah,
they've been in there. So
Matt, is it this year is the last COVID class, or are people saying some next year? Is it this
No.
is
no, not unless they redshirted. They were redshirt freshmen in the COVID year, they actually, and an injured red shirt the following year, then they can actually, and it's literally a freaking 2 handfuls of players throughout college.
With this comment, to be fair, from what I heard from guys who like Nav but do shows and stuff about college, high school ratings are complete bullshit.
Yes.
Like, they just hand out like,
So
oh, homeboy's he's a 5-star, he's a 4-star. It's all BS.
those are all handed out in the, like in Indiana, it's IHSAA. So what they do is they rate their Indiana players based on their stats, who their number ones are, right? And then each state does that. Then it goes to a governing body, and then they choose the stars based on that.
All right.
So,
but I
it's
get that
literally
point.
like
What
being-
Jack says, like, yeah, like Oregon, 50, everybody wants to go there because they're pretty uniforms, right? And Nike and the whole nine. And then what Signetti did with Indiana is extremely impressive. You can knock it saying they had a lot of old players on their team, but it was impressive nonetheless.
Well, to be honest with you, Indiana, the all of the 5-star recruits, only one of them will be in this draft, and that is Pons.
This upcoming draft coming up?
Pons, and he's like a very short corner that's not going to go in the first.
Gotcha.
So Pons is, now he's dynamic and he can jump his ass off. The dude can fly and jump like crazy. I watched him at the combine. That dude was freaking smacking down the freaking popsicle sticks over 6'4" dudes.
And then
he was going up higher. Yeah.
And Nav, the Raiders have 10 picks, right?
11 total.
So it's 11, and you have like 4 4s or something crazy.
Yeah. Pons is 5'8" with a 46 vertical.
Jeez Louise, dude's got hops. He's like a rabbit.
Yeah.
So no, I'm saying it's like as a Raiders fan, you don't expect them to draft, make 11 selections. So they're probably, what do you think, 9 selections or 10 or 8? Because they're going to want to trade up for like, higher quality. Or
if it goes the way the first 2 picks went in this particular one, you get Mendoza and McDonald right there. I can see that 67 pick getting dealt.
Well, I'm saying like with those 4th round picks, like that's ammo, I feel like, for you guys to like jump up and grab somebody.
Right. But I would say, I don't think we're going that way. I think that 67 is going to be, if anything gets pushed, that one's going to be the one that be trading out of.
I think he might be right, but I think it's going to be slightly different. I think what you're going to need to do is, I think your target may be a Caden McDonald or someone in that vein for the D lineman, because Kubiak comes from that general kind of mold, right? Like he comes from the Shanahan tree and mold and everything else.
They know what they're doing.
So I think what you're going to see is in this year's draft, we've seen, I was talking with some other guys as well. We've seen the last 5 or 6 Super Bowls where D-line and overwhelming defensive line play have basically won the game for the team that's won the Super Bowl.
I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like willing, like Lawrence or Dexter Lawrence is requesting a trade. I'm like, I'm giving up my first round. I'm giving up my first round pick, and I'm giving up probably like another pick or player, and then a future pick. But I also see teams like maybe the Detroit Lions doing the same, who have an earlier pick than my team. So like, dude,
But the point is that I could see Nav's team with 11 picks saying that doesn't make a lot of sense. That's going to blow through a lot of extra cap space that we don't necessarily want to blow through, and we can maybe consolidate talent, spend maybe only slightly less, but get better caliber players to like strategically improve our team in the right direction with players that we think are going to work. And I could see in this year's draft, because it's a copycat league and everyone wants to try to, match the next guy. I think that what we're going to see is like we saw a couple years ago, where because the quarterbacks are, we'll say, not the strongest this year, and there's a big gap then that needs to be filled, I could actually see the first round going in a massive run on D tackles, as
Right.
well as like D tackles, D ends, and edge rush, because what we've seen in the Super Bowl runs for those teams that have been successful. As a result,
I think it's O line. I would throw offensive tackles in there as well because
no,
Right.
100%. Yeah.
just trenches
100%.
in general.
But my point is that in order for Nav to get his D tackle, which I agree, I actually think his team needs someone to help take the pressure off of Max and then kind of free up that additional middle section of the field, etc. You have the picks, you have the cap, and you have the fortitude actually, and the runway within your new coaching staff to not do really, really well this year. And as long as you do better than you did last year and continue that forward progress as a team, like why not trade away pick 67, pick 36, and maybe one of the other picks in the later part of this year's draft, move yourself back up into the latter part of the first round and pick a dude in that high 30 range, or like high 20s and then the low 30s there to get that fifth year option, because these D tackles, if you hit on one of them, like we said earlier, you're talking 15 to 30, anywhere from 15 to 30 mil a year, depending on how good they are.
You just said something that was key, is that that fifth year option,
right,
man, is massive. So a lot of these players in this first round it's like business decisions. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's how we got Linderbaum,
Mhm.
because the Ravens didn't want to pay his fifth year.
Yeah. So I could totally see like pick 36 and 67 and maybe like 175 or beyond that. I don't know what other picks you have, but something like that, kind of getting packaged together to move back up to like, I don't know, pick like 29, 29, 30, something in that range.
Well,
And you guys to hit on another D tackle or a D tackle to get that fifth year option.
And I've always been told if you have 2 4s equals a second, 2 fourth rounders equals a second rounder in this day's draft. Okay, so we have 4 fourth rounders. Okay. So that's why I'm saying I don't see us moving from 1st and 36th. 67, if there's anything to move, that's where it'll start at, depending on who's there. Now, those 4s that come around, okay, those right there can be moved back into the second pretty easily if the right person is there, if the right one's there. I think there's a lot of value in the second round.
Oh my God. The second and third round, like, are huge in this
Getting
draft.
back in out of the fourth, back into the second and third round's a big deal.
Dude, massive, Nav, because let's be real. Like, in my opinion, I don't think Sadiq or Vega are there for my team at 22 at all. I think they're already been picked.
Yeah, I don't think McDonald's there at 36 for me.
Right. So for me, like, and a lot of other Charger fans, they're like, our dream scenario is to find a trade partner and trade entirely out of the first round, which is like I kind of alluded to, or I kind of said at the start of this show, is there's a rumor that could be a massive possibility. And then there's also, there's the other side of it where nobody's doing anything. Nobody's moving at all because they want to stick and pick. So yes, like you were saying, that second and third round, the value is huge, but you do lose a fifth year option.
Yes.
Right. So that's another thing to think about. But I definitely want more picks. And I think you guys are, what do they say? It's like at bats, like you got 10 swings, right? Yep. So your GM could afford to screw up a few. Richie,
Yep.
how many picks do the Broncos have in this draft after dealing 2? So is it 5 as well, or 4?
No, I think it's more than that.
Well, I know
You
the
had-
Chargers, we only have
you had
5 picks.
5 picks.
And to be honest with you, it's not enough, man. Like,
We
I
have
wish.
7 picks.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
see,
all the way out through the 7th.
even
That's all the way to
trading,
the 7th.
even trading 2 of them away.
Yes.
And yeah, so yeah, you guys are sitting pretty, and Broncos especially how their team was already built and the re-signing and what you guys lost and gained. Yeah,
There's no
Yeah.
way we get
Matt,
McDonald. at
I think
36.
everybody loves that Ginger Dunker, man.
Yeah.
He's got position versatility. He could play. I mean, he's a tackle, but people are slotting him as a guard. He's got that, like, they call him the old school body type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jennings Dunker is. I just say, like, look, if my team can't have him, I don't want any team in this division to have him, because I'm gonna be really pissed having to see him. Brock Bowers already pisses me off seeing him as a Raider, because I really love Brock Bowers. I think he's an amazing guy.
You know how much grief I took for saying we need to take Bowers at our position. You know what I mean? Where we were at. Because best player available, we need a freaking compliment to freaking Mayer, because we got nothing else going on. So, you know what I mean? We gotta, at least we can go 12 personnel and maybe score a touchdown from time to time. Just didn't realize that Bowers was him.
Tom Telesco kind of, like, low-key hit it out of the park for you guys for your draft.
He did, on his way out. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Hey, I got to bounce. I got to get up like mega early tomorrow and get on the road. So I appreciate you all. It was a good time. I think we kind of hit it out of the park, all 3 of us. I mean, we're doing it real. You know what I mean? Like real style, the way we would see it. You know, doesn't mean our teams are going to see it the same way we see it. But
Look at the Ravens getting Sam Hecht at center is
Yeah.
that's solid. isn't it?
Nav, I will guarantee you my team will not pick the players that I would like them to pick in this draft.
Probably
I
not.
will literally guarantee it.
Probably not. But guys, hey, I appreciate you. I'm gonna crash out. I need to go to bed. I gotta head out in the morning super early.
Chiefs getting Jacob.
And so, hey, I appreciate y'all. Hey, Raider Nation, love y'all. Kenna, Rosetown, all you guys that was in the chat, appreciate you guys. Have a good one, though. I'm out.
All righty, man.
We'll see you.
Richie, go back to round 1.
Yeah.
Let's just go through this real quick. I know this is just, whatever. Like, it's not the real thing. I just want to see where guys land. Ruben Bain to the Saints. Wow. Tyson to Miami. Okay. Caleb Lomo, Mekhi Lemon. So they did a couple trades actually in this.
Yes. Yeah.
Mesidor going to Cowboys. Now, oh no, I'm not gonna even float rumors out right now. Wow. Freaking Bears getting. I don't think that Bears need a guard. Did they lose one of their guards?
Pardon me?
The Bears. Like, they have Vega going to the Bears, like, on this. Yeah, we know. You shouldn't have taken. Oh, Biggie's already coming at you.
No, you.
Me?
You shouldn't have taken the tight end. You should have taken a defensive tackle or an offensive lineman with the pick. You may not be picking first. He's basically saying that you're picking here. I think he's talking about you. I didn't take a tight end because I'm not in the first round.
Oh.
He's saying you like the Chargers last year had an offensive line problem because you had
no,
so
I know.
many
Yes,
injuries.
right,
Yeah.
dude. Yes.
That's what he said. That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's what he's saying.
He came in late, but
Yeah.
I had a huge like Vega, Ione
So
Vega
you
was
had
there.
you had
Yeah,
Vega and Sadiq basically
yeah.
like
This is where,
1
like,
and
look,
2, right?
I think like 65. I don't know. This is because there's a lot of Chargers fans that love Sadiq. There's a lot of Chargers fans that love. I think they're both are white whales, but obviously with the necessity out of need, Ione Vega should have been the pick. But
Mhm.
I was kind of just goofing around because I still got Bo Stevens, who I really like. Obviously, he's not on the same caliber, but I was also taking in that this stupid offensive scheme that Mike McDaniels is bringing. I don't want to call it stupid because I think it's going to be fun. Is the tackles are more of an emphasis than the guards are. He moves the tackles around, which is completely backwards from how other teams or majority teams do it. Usually your guards or your pulling guys. And I mean, I've already seen guys. The thing is, these mocks are coming out. They've got now the Chargers are taking a tackle at 22, taking Omar Cooper at 22. So it's like a wide receiver. It's getting really it's smoke season, man.
I agree. The one thing I will say about this particular draft, and I don't think that this is going to be how things are going to shape out, is there are way too many skill position guys in this first round that we're seeing on the board here. And there are a lot of linebackers. Just trust me, by the way, I get it. The linebackers are pretty solid in this year's draft, especially the interior guys. But the value in the first round is not
two linebackers in this, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very rare to have two linebackers.
Sonny Styles makes sense, Richie. That one makes sense.
I could see Sonny Styles maybe going to Washington because that's kind of a very Washington style pick. But my point is that offensive tackles, defensive tackles, edge, defensive ends, like those types of guys are where the value is in the first round because when they hit, one, you get that fifth-year option for cost control. And if they're your staple player, and I mean like the legit guy that you're going to keep for long term, like you're saving a tremendous amount of money by getting them in the first round. Now, wide receiver, as long as they're in the elite category, which I'm not sure there's a ton of them this year that I would necessarily put in that blow the doors off kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of realm of very, very good, but not elite. Is you're going to have maybe 3 or 4 wide receivers that are kind of in that they might be taken in the first kind of realm in this year's draft. But I'm just not convinced that teams are going to start taking wide receivers in that quantity in the first round of the draft, unless they're like the Bills.
I will say that Bills pick,
unless they're the Bills,
that Casey Concepcion,
yes,
to add with their DJ Moore that they just got.
Yes,
I don't hate that for them at all.
That's what I'm saying. The Casey Concepcion or something, as an example, would be an interesting pick.
Yeah.
Now, Casey Concepcion, as an example, because of his injury, may not go in the first. I actually had Casey Concepcion as an example as someone that the Broncos might target as a wide receiver in the second, because the Broncos are at this interesting point where they're going to need to start retooling, getting speed and getting some more developmental guys into their wide receiver room. And he would be a guy that they wouldn't necessarily need to rely on per se this year in like the biggest way, but getting that guy that is a legitimate starter in him would be a potentially actually making sense for my Denver Broncos in the second for our second round pick, as an example.
I actually really like Omar Cooper too. I don't think this is obviously showing the Ravens traded with somebody, but I think he's going to be a fun prospect. All right, we're on 2 now.
So this is round 2.
Dude, Keelan Rutledge, stud guard. That's great.
Yep.
McDonald, man. If that happens in real life, we're going to be sick to our stomachs, Richie.
Yes, I agree.
And then Denzel Boston.
Rodriguez is a legit pickup for the Chiefs.
Whoa,
if that
wait,
happens.
Chiefs. So yeah, they traded back up.
Yeah.
Yep.
In this draft here, they basically said, screw the picks and we're getting our guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson. So that's where he goes. That kind of sucks that he's not getting picked. And you're going to want him to get picked at the.
You're going to want him in the first, end of the
Yep.
first, something like that. That's an example of a guy, a quarterback or whatever. Now, then the flip side of this, DZ, here's an interesting one though, right? Is you can get your 5th-year option and then get that 1 year additional year of some modest cost control, and then you can extend them in like year 4 or 3, and then maybe try to get like the value out of it or whatever. But I do wonder if they're basically saying, we think you're good, but not that good. And I'm wondering if they're basically saying, if you hit and you're in year, say, 3, which is when they can extend him, and you've actually done right by the team, we're fine to pay you early so that we get to get a little cost savings, because in 2 years down the road, your price is going nothing but up. Or at that point there, we might just kick you to the curb.
I don't understand. I'm looking at this, like, look at the Ravens. They got Emmanuel Pregnon, who I think, like, Pregnon's probably like the 2nd or 3rd best guard in this draft.
Yeah.
That dude, like, is going to move people off the – he's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, they got Chase Besantis too, freaking. But the Ravens, like, weren't they like? Didn't they trade up, or would they trade back? They must have traded back in the first round, because how the heck they got Sam Hecht in? So they stay, yeah. So okay, they traded out. So they were, I think they're at 14 originally. So they
traded back.
Okay,
they traded back.
This worked out for them big time.
And then in this draft here, so they traded back, and then
they
so
got
the Ravens are
Pregnon
here,
and Sam Hecht,
and then they got Hecht.
They just rebuilt their O line after losing
one draft.
Linderbaum.
In one draft.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then Indy getting Gabe Yakis, that edge, I really like him. That's a guy a lot of Charger fans are keying in that hopefully we can get him at 55. Really like him big time. They just had him in the building the other day too. Jack too. Yeah, the thing about Banks is just that there's a lot of question marks, but I got to trust the scouts and the coaching, right? Like, they want him. I mean, and then where you guys, Caleb Proctor, D tackle. Right.
Again, my comments are the same here, right? Is I'm looking at value versus player versus need, and the combination of that for me, I think, just made too much sense to go for Proctor, given who was left on the board. And losing JFM is a big deal, and we have not yet replaced him. And that doesn't mean that my team may not just go out and still get someone like a Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell is still a very high production guy. He is a Colorado native, which a lot of people don't realize. He's a Colorado native.
Yeah, I didn't know that. There's still some dudes out there.
And so, I mean, we could get a Caleb Proctor in the draft and then add a Calais Campbell and completely just like an embarrassment of riches on the D line again for the
second phase of free agency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
let's go to the next.
So anyways, that's a real, like I'm saying, that's a legitimate that's an actual possibility. Because by the way, Calais Campbell, going back almost 5 or 6 years now, has basically said, I want to be a Bronco before I retire.
Really?
Because that's his home team. He's from Colorado.
I mean, I didn't know that until you just said that today.
Yeah. He's out. He's said it a few times actually. So
Kamari Ramsey, safety, who I think, if there's any Raider fans still left in the chat, what do you guys think of that at 67? I think he said he wanted Bud Clark.
He wanted Bud Clark, yeah,
from TCU. But dude, and then Eagles getting Jennings Dunker, Texans getting Eli Stowers. That's filthy.
And look who took Clark in the draft.
Where's he?
96.
Ooh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you'd get a kick out of that one.
So Richie, this is Dominique Orange. That's another guy I was kind of thinking that I know. I was thinking about him for you guys. A lot of people like him.
I've heard good things. I really do. I've heard some great things about him. So he's
Dude, look at him.
6'4", 325. That's exactly kind of the style of player that I'm talking about as well. So
Big
I mean, if we got
citrus, man. Look at this dude. He
Yeah.
is just oh man, he's gonna take up a lot of real
see,
estate.
it's this.
Well, he's just a run stopper. It seems like. You also got to think that teams have just been asking him to take double teams. That's Dexter Lawrence. Let me see if I have it. I bookmarked a stat on him, but it's just some of these guys, the teams aren't asking them to go upfield. They're like, just do the dirty work, dude. Yeah. So Dexter Lawrence has the highest double team rate of any D tackle since 2024 at 63.8%. And he was still putting up the highest pressures out of anybody. He has 108 pressures.
Yeah.
And then the next guy closest to him is Vita Vea with 32. That's the next guy closest to Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence, 108 pressures when aligned at nose tackle.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
The next closest is Vita Vea, then DJ Jones, DJ Reader, Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis is a pretty incredible player too.
You got Hargrave, Barmore. Dexter Lawrence is, man, whoever gets him. I mean, his age, he's 29. You're gonna have to pay him. He did have a down year, but I'm sure that's probably because of the team. He wants to go and win. So.
Oh, I picked the wrong guy.
Oh, you saw that too, Jack. Cool. All right. So what round is this one? This is
Sorry, I just want to quickly look at Caleb compared to Banks.
I want to see this.
I want to see Proctor compared to Orange. Sorry.
So Caleb's this is a lighter DT, man. So this is more of your pass rushing DT.
So that's what I kept on saying though, is that you want a guy that can blend between the two, and that's what the Broncos have, generally speaking, slightly lighter defensive tackles and whatnot, right? So
yeah. That's their MO.
That is their MO. So he's obviously slightly smaller. I'm not even necessarily concerned about that. But his hand usage and rush execution is a 7.4. So it's the exact inverse, basically, of the other guy. Yep. His pursuit and balance and leverage. So, like, this whole piece here, the number 1, 2, and 3, are it's basically John Franklin Myers.
And, like, the play strength, that could improve. Obviously, that's
correct.
The one.
Yes,
but obviously size, you can't do anything about that.
And in fairness, like, it's not that big of a gap compared to like what would be deemed like
Ardell. What's up, man?
And that kind of stuff. So, anyways, to me, this guy just kind of fits my Denver Broncos team. We have other guys on the roster that are like literally what we already need on the team, and so he would just be a guy that we can develop and kind of get there. Also, keep in mind that we have Savion as well, who we drafted last year. He's in his second year. He's in a lighter mold, or a slightly lighter mold, defensive tackle as well. And so he could also potentially be filling in that role too, which is possible. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm saying it's possible. So this is round 3. This is again a round where the Broncos don't have a pick.
Chiefs getting Cassius Howell, that's solid pick for them.
Yeah,
I mean, that's disgusting.
And then they got Jadarian Price to get another running back onto their team.
Jack and Nav love that.
Yeah.
Jake Galday. So that's the linebacker that went to the Panthers. I really like that linebacker. And then me getting Derek Moore for the Chargers. Somebody, God, They were just talking about him in one of my Charger podcasts I listen to, and he looks like a promising prospect, but he's kind of raw in some areas. Usually, this is what's happening when you're getting down in these rounds. There's a lot of asterisks with these guys.
See, Katron Allen reminds me a lot of the running back that came from the Steelers to you. Except I think he's better, Najee Harris.
Yeah. So he didn't.
Except-
I don't think Najee signed, but I think a lot of these guys that are visiting,
They're waiting.
They're waiting. They're going to wait.
Yeah.
So the Raiders will probably sign him either after the draft or after June 1st or something.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we're into round 4.
Logan
So
Taylor.
you have Seth McGowan, which is my pick here. But you start off with Logan Taylor here.
Should just be Richie's. This is Richie's wet dream, essentially. This isn't. Yeah, but no. I mean, this would be awesome.
Well, I'm looking at where my team struggled last year. We struggled as we made it later into the year because we ended up losing guys to injury. And you need depth at these positions so that you're not having a drop-off when eventually guys get hurt.
Yeah.
And the Broncos need a bigger running back to pair along with our J.K. Dobbins pickup, who we are, throwing the chips back on the table with. He's a phenomenal running back. I'm not even complaining that we necessarily brought him back.
JK was like killing it, and then
he was lighting the world on fire, and he got hurt, which is what he. But the problem is, he seems to always get hurt, even if it's fluke injuries. He seems to always get hurt eventually, and so
I think the Broncos, Richie, were like, all right, we don't need 2 of those guys on our team. So they ran it back with JK and let Dre Greenlaw they're like, see you later, dude. We're not dealing with this another year. Is that fair?
Yeah. Well, I think Dre Greenlaw, if you saw his interview that occurred after the season, which, you probably didn't, but I'll let you know basically what he said.
Yeah, what do you say?
He was basically like, I hated my time with the Broncos. It just wasn't a fit for me. I didn't like the whole thing, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And I think what Dre Greenlaw needs is he needs a much looser coach. He needs a guy that's a little bit more of a turn a blind eye to stupid antics, like someone who's kind of maybe more along the lines of
he needs a Mike McDaniel on the defense.
Yeah, he needs someone like that.
Did you hear those things that it was Mostert, I think, was doing a podcast. He was talking about Mike McDaniel that, like, I guess as a head coach, players didn't really respect him and were
correct.
Yeah, and like kind of just putting. I don't know if someone said they put hands on him. I don't know, but
but they need a they need like some of these guys just want a friend rather than a mentor and a coach.
Yeah,
and I think that's unfortunate. I think Greenlaw showed some character challenges, if I like, not like in like the bad way, but just like flaws in terms of how he approaches the game.
You would know. I have no clue what happened in Denver.
I mean, he had that like aggressor in him, which I think is what you need for the linebacker position. But you also need a dude on your team to be disciplined. You need him to actually show some resolve on the field and kind of know when to go aggressive and then know when to, rein it back in, hold that aggression in, and then take it out on the opposing team on the next play, for example.
Let's see Seth McGowan again, and then I want to see my boy.
Seth McGowan.
Oh my God! Look at this is another guy. Oh, go ahead. We'll look back at that afterwards.
Yeah. So Seth McGowan is one of the bigger backs in this draft. And he's not just a bigger back. He's got like an explosiveness to him, which is kind of a weird combination for the size and speed kind of piece. I was doing a bit of a deep dive into him as well as a few of the other backs in the draft.
He was ranked 134 nationally. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah. So he's a legit. You should I would recommend actually watching him. He's a very good. He's a very, very good player. In fact, he's a guy that I could even see the Chargers targeting if they don't want to bring back Najee, for example, because that's your MO. You like larger running backs that you just have a stable of 2 or 3 of them, right?
There was rumors they've talked to running backs, which is weird because we've got 3, so they're going to want probably 1 or 2 more. You know, we've got Hampton, Vidal, and then Keaton Mitchell, and I think they're going to probably want another big guy. What's this guy? So, ranked number 8. Look at that. And what round? What are we in? 3rd or 4th round?
So I selected him in the 4th.
And you're getting the number 8th ranked running back. That's pretty good.
And he's the 8th ranked running back. The other thing that I like about him, again, he's 6'1", 215. He's got a combination of pass catching. He's got explosiveness, so he can get through those gaps, like the downhill run, which is the style the Broncos like to run.
Yeah.
Which I think will be a great addition to the team. Pretty good vision, agility for his size, which is kind of rare when you kind of have that mix of that, like, agility. And he's a well above average receiver. I don't necessarily agree per se with the physicality score, but I could at least just kind of let it slide and kind of wait to see what happens. I've seen quite a number of plays where he has actually like pushed dudes across the goal line in college. Now that's college.
I did not see anything of this guy, so I'm gonna have to check him out.
Anyways, really liked the stuff that I saw on him. He's got the right kind of blend, I think, from my Denver Broncos. And then I think that once you add some additional muscle and through some additional strength conditioning and all that sort of thing, I think you're going to have one heck of a player as a running back. Just as an aside, my number 1 running back that I would like to have and like to see is Katron Allen from Penn State.
Who did he go to? He went to
the Steelers. Right? He went to the Steelers in the 3rd round. Katron Allen would be the guy that I would actually want to target. Seth McGowan would be my 2nd. And then actually, I'm seeing this guy here. Singleton was in my rough group of running backs as well from Penn.
Look at this.
As well.
The Lions have 3 picks in this mock, obviously.
Yeah, 1, 2.
But I know we're gonna do. We got that Raider, but right after the Raiders at 118, the Lions got Landon Robertson, that kid from the Navy, who is just like he's that undersized D tackle, but is like just produced for like the last 3 years.
Yes,
and I would not hate having that guy on my team. It's just with 5 picks. It's like you never know.
Taking him all the way back in the 4th here, I think, is appropriate. I think you take a flyer on him in a round like this.
Right.
The problem is that he's got to put on a lot of weight in order to have that same success, in my opinion, at the NFL level.
Could be. You're probably right.
And so he would have to be a bit of a project guy, and you'd have to have the team with enough depth in front of him in order for you to allow for that to happen, or he'd end up being a practice squad guy.
And so look, then you got Mendoza with his running back. That's cool. And let's look at Bo Stevens. This guy, like if I was a GM, I was gonna get fired if I didn't get this guy.
Yep. So you have some interesting guys here. You have another D tackle for the Bills. That would be a common one. Like I said, Nicholas Singleton is another dude that I had on my short list for running backs as well. He is a decent kind of combo style running back who, again, would fit well for the kind of like a mixed power combo bit. Still like Justin Jolly as a tight end. I still like a few other guys as tight ends as well.
Let's show Bo Steve. Can you click on him? Can we just see? I want to see his
sure.
Real quick. It takes like an hour to load, but I gotta dig through all their stuff. Okay.
6'5", 315.
Solid, right? It's a prototypical size.
Yeah, prototypical size. He'd be on the slightly lighter side on the guards coming out of college, so he'd be the guys that you'd look at as like a slightly lighter guard coming out of college. the guys that you'd look at as like the anchor power guys are normally in that 330, 350 kind of range, in that kind of ballpark. Let's see what he's got. Mobility, hand usage, balance, and leverage. So he's just kind of got, see, the size score and the core grip and strength. That's kind of where he's obviously lacking, and that's why he fell to where he was. But that makes some sense.
Yeah.
In terms of where you're at. In the web here, flexibility, which means he probably gets his pads nice and low, which is probably a good thing. Footwork.
See, look at it right there. He projects as an instant depth piece and future starter. So that's kind of like, you're gonna have him compete in camp, and at very least he'll be a starter in 27.
Yeah, I think that's a solid pickup for you there in that round. Then you got a few mixed bags. Some of these guys I know, some of them I don't. I know
Raiders
Jolly,
getting
Roush. See, look, the Dolphins took Roush over Jolly. I was saying Roush is like a low key guy that I think is going to really climb up some draft boards, and I could even see him, if there's a rush on tight ends where like a bunch of those tight ends start falling, I could see him getting picked up even earlier than the 4th. And then last but not least, guys, we only did a 5-round mock here. So we didn't go any deeper than that into the draft.
God, the Bills got Nadami Tucker. Damn it! So the reason I like that, he was with our DC Chris O'Leary at Western Michigan, and just like went bonkers. But he's an older prospect.
Yeah.
So let's see. You're probably the first pick in this draft.
No, I'm right here.
No, I meant like out of the division. But look at that. Look at freaking Tennessee. Got Logan Jones. Great.
Yeah, that's a good pickup right there, Logan Jones.
Dude, Jake Slaughter to the Bucks. So I think it's Slaughter that had the injury. So they're gonna he's probably gonna sit on their practice squad or backup this year, and then probably next year will be their starter. And then
I could see him being a swing guard.
Potentially, yeah.
And then eventually I think he'll take over for their center there, who is a pretty elite level center, but he's getting older. So that makes a lot of sense. So I went with Caden Barnett. I know you guys didn't really know much about him, but his nickname, for those who are new and joining the show, his nickname is the Vanilla Gorilla.
Great nickname.
Which is, I mean, that's one hell of a nickname. He's 6'5", 320.
Big boy.
Projected as a guard from Wyoming, which is that prototypical kind of power style school. Plays at altitude, which is a good thing. So he's kind of used to, that kind of thinner air and whatnot. Yep. It's the 8.6 physicality and core and grip strength that are. So this guy's just basically, I am going to throw you.
It's decent. Everything.
And so not one of his scores really, except for hand usage. But see, the thing I like about hand usage is that's technique, and that can be coached super quick. Right? If you have a guy that wants to learn, man, are you ever I'll take that over a dude that doesn't have a size score, because it takes forever to build to ladder up your size and strength at the NFL.
Yeah.
But if you have hand usage, that's just a few coaching sessions and you can almost immediately improve. I mean, we also saw a guy who was very similar to this. His name is Quinn Miners. You might know him. He's an all-pro guard who's on my team right now. So this guy reminds me a lot of him. And if you see when this guy plays, so you see his picture here, he wears black face paint that goes all the way from his chin goes, wraps around his face, and then comes back down here. So all you see is this like big black band. And then his goatee is showing. He just looks angry. He looks mean.
I gotta look this up. I gotta see if there's anything.
Like he looks legit mean. Caden Barnett.
Dude, look at this guy. Yep. Boom. I see it. Dude, so he was actually, I don't know how long ago this was, but he was like 285 when he must have got to Wyoming. So they had him put on some weight.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's him there.
Dude, yeah, he wears that face black every game.
Yeah, that's his deal. That's his jam.
Dude, there's a picture of him in their yellow jerseys with it like it's all you see is black.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So anyways, I like the way he plays. I've watched a little bit on him now. I'm starting to get into the linemen. I'm starting to get like the offensive linemen. I'm starting to get into the tight ends. And I started digging a little bit into the wide receivers, but not enough to have any that I thought were, wow. The thing with wide receivers is I wanted to try to find a few gems that came from, say, smaller schools that were polished route runners that might kind of go like under the radar where some teams might not be willing to take them. The Broncos have enough depth in that position group where I think that they
Take a
can
shot.
afford to take a shot on a guy. And I think that might be an interesting one for my Denver Broncos to find someone that they can take a swing on. I just hadn't evaluated them enough. This guy I really liked just because of his style of play. How many times have you heard me on the show say, I would much rather have a dude that is a gifted run blocker, that is aggressive, and I can teach him pass pro. I honestly believe that you cannot necessarily teach the other way around. And that's because run blocking is a mentality and a way of approaching the game of football. And most dudes either have it or they don't.
I mean, in general, like when you hear like linemen talk, they love run blocking. Like you want them to love run blocking, and for the most part, they say they do. That's what they say they like.
Yeah, they say they like it, but then the thing is that even a lot of those dudes that say they like run blocking,
they're probably not the best at it.
They're not very good at it, right? It's the guys that like run blocking that are good at it that you're like, yeah, I want that guy.
Looking at the Raiders pick, they got a nice guard there, build out their room, and then the Bills, man, love that pick. And then let's see.
So this has got another tight end. This is the second tight end for the Chiefs in this mock draft. They've drafted another guy, and then they got a Draymond Capehart here at pick 169, the D tackle from Clemson.
3 picks in that round. Wow.
Yeah, and then they got Cyrus Allen, wide receiver. The Chiefs have moved around a lot in this mock draft, which is making me think that they're very much trying to retool and reload in this draft, even though they probably are not going to do all that well overall as a team without Patrick Mahomes. And then I think what they're really looking to do is to get themselves like completely aligned, and then they're going to come back in 27, and I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So that's the 5-round live mock draft here on the Wild West. Just wanted to thank everyone for joining the program. Just the two of us here left. Nav had to pop off. If there's any questions for us in the chat, happy to answer them. I will pull up Ardell. Ardell's been a longtime fan of the show. I think I pretty much answered it. In my draft, I selected Seth McGowan. Other options, Katron Allen is my first pick at the running back position. I want a running back selected by my Broncos no later than the 4th round. And I would actually like to double dip at the running back position this year, which is what I wanted to do last year. But, Sean Payton said no. My goal ultimately is to see J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, Seth McGowan, and I'd like another back added on the roster that isn't on the team right now, someone that we can rely on that is within a similar mold. My Broncos play at altitude, and we need backs that can wear the other team down and can run between the tackles and do all those sorts of things. A guy that I would be super curious about if he might just be able to sneak in to become a UDFA would be Rasul Faison. He would be another running back that is in a very similar size and speed mold to Seth McGowan. And my answer is pick them both up because I want to move out and on from the running backs that are currently on the roster. Get rid of Jaleel McLaughlin, who, as much as I like, I just don't think is a versatile enough running back. Get rid of Tyler Bidet, who he had his opportunity last year and really didn't make much of it. And then you stick with JK, RJ Harvey, and then retool the rest of the room. And then, see who comes out and see who shakes out of the cuts. And then you bring in another running back and sit them on the practice squad. And,
June 1st is going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
My GM seems to love the dumpster dive, so I think that's where the Chargers do a lot of their moves. But it's going to be interesting to see if your Broncos do cut some of those running backs you just mentioned.
No, they picked them up. That's the thing. They're on now min vet deals and that kind of stuff. And so the Broncos have already kind of shown. And the one thing I don't know, and I have to look it up, is if a minimum vet deal guarantees them that money and if it counts towards the cap or not. I don't know if it does. I have to look it up. But if those minimum vet deals don't count towards the cap, but it's guaranteed to the player, the owners aren't going to really bat an eye at a couple $1 million here or there in terms of cuts and whatnot. So it makes a lot of sense to bring in 2 guys that you're comfortable with that are really good in the locker room in Tyler Bidet and Jaleel McLaughlin. And then if you retool and get guys in the draft that are better than they are for the fit and direction of the team, then you can move on from those guys or even trade them to another team if they want them for like a 7th round or a 6th round pick or something and go from there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So that's the 5-round mock draft I have. I do think that my team is going to probably try to target a tight end in this draft. So probably what I have here isn't necessarily going to be what we're going to end up going for. But this wasn't what I think my team is going to do. This is what I would like my team to do.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm kind of
so, what I feel with my draft is this isn't where these players are going to be, but this is what I would do if they were there.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And also keep in mind that because we didn't do trades and all that sort of stuff, there's a whole bunch of other things that could have come of this. I would be totally open to trading 2 or 3 of my players to get into
Richie,
the 3rd round.
Didn't you say that you've because I was trying to think about this going back years. I don't think I've ever picked a player right to the Chargers, to my team. I think
I've done it several times. Yeah.
So I haven't. I haven't. I'm they've always surprised me, except for I think it was the Joey Bosa. I think I kind of got that. That was a long time ago, obviously. But yeah, these last few years, I'm what? No, huh? So.
Yeah, I normally start picking guys in the 3rd to 7th rounds where I kind of start figuring out who's left. I called Vele that one year, remember, to the Broncos in the 7th. pretty wild because that was like it's rare to get a guy in the 7th to get the pick right. Like it's like
And then what you got for him is
Yeah.
crazy too. Like Jesus.
yeah.
I think that would be kind of something fun, maybe next week or something. But just like, I don't know, see if we can get something. We don't have to do a mock, but just be like, I'd like to see if I can get something right. I don't know, some way, somehow. That'd be.
Yeah.
But you can't predict players sliding or trades and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and there's a few interesting guys that the problem is that the 7th round or 6th round or somewhere in there, you're getting some guys that are. It just depends on if a team wants to guarantee they pick up the guy or not, right? So as an example, the Broncos this year hold Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh, okay.
So Mr. Irrelevant for the Broncos, really, at the end of the day, is we want you on our team, and that's that. Right?
There you go.
And
yeah.
so Mr. Irrelevant one year for the Broncos turned out to be a pretty incredible guy. He was playing pretty well. It was the Bills quarterback's nephew. And he had some problems, unfortunately. There's been some ongoing memes where he was chased out of a dude's house because he had some drug problems and stuff with a vacuum. He was a quarterback. He basically broke in he was drunk or high or something. But he was actually looking quite good for a while there where he started to improve, and he was looking like he could have been a stopgap QB for the Broncos for a little bit. And he just kind of fell off. Which is unfortunate because I think he probably could have done something with his career if he hadn't fallen off the bandwagon, so to speak.
He took the what's his name, the biggest black guy in the Chargers organization. He took the Ryan Leaf route. Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. You hate seeing young guys make mistakes and then not be able to quickly recover from them and stuff. But he had an opportunity and he did. He kind of blew it, and that's unfortunate for him. But anyways, it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the show this week. 5-round mock. Really thought that was a lot of fun. Interesting, kind of getting all the different perspectives. We're gonna dig into more pre-draft as well as some other things next week on the show. Trying to work on a couple things to see if it's going to work out for next week. But either way, we're going to have some interesting content for you leading into the draft, and of course a post-draft post-mortem, as it were, for each of our teams as well. That next week, that'll be either a very good thing or a very bad thing. Just depends on your perspective on things. And so, anyways, until next week, guys, we're going to see you here on the Wild Wild West, where the West Side's the best side. Peace.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast's racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.